All right, my computer is very slow today. All right, so you're working on your projects. Again, as soon as I get the trying to share the screen, but I can't get rid of this other screen that I have. My computer froze. There we go. All right, it's doing. Okay, all righty. So let me go ahead and share this. All right, still missing quite a few people, but we need to go ahead and get started because it's a short class. All right, so we should be trying to wrap up our project today. Let me try to get put some clarity on it again. All right, because I did see. All right, let me before you all start submitting things, because I looked at two of them already, and um, it's important that your first slide define what the event was. So the event was that there was a hurricane in North Carolina. You need to be specific about where the damage was. And in your introductory paragraph, you can talk about where the hurricane started, the path of the hurricane. Actually, it actually did pass through Atlanta. Um, so we had a little bit of damage, but the bulk of the damage and the focus of your project is the damage in North Carolina. So you want to discuss what that damage is and the scope of the damage that has to be looked at. Then, when you take your topics, and this is where people are going astray. For example, if you pick biology as a topic, you can explain that biology focuses the study, the disciplinary um, discipline of biology looks at the study of life. So you want to look at in this hurricane event, what was the damage to the life forms in the area? So that could be the trees, that could be the animals that might have died and got misplaced. Your conversation is not just defined telling me that biology is a interdiscipline that is studied during hurricanes. You need to say how that discipline is in actually involved in this event. What so that there were animals lost, there were trees lost, there were plants, landscaping was destroyed, that sort of thing. And then kind of finish that up with a small discussion of what's being done in that topic. So this is each one of these is worth 10 points. So you need to have at least 5 good sentences to describe what does biology have to do? How is biology affected in solving the problem that they are going to have in recovering? Because this project really is about how are they going to recover from this hurricane event? And how is biology involved in that? How is chemistry involved in that? Chemistry, a lot of that, I'm saying that you can use water. There's a lot of water pollution, a lot of water damage that talk about how what they're doing to solve the water problems. Um, Geology, there was a dam that got destroyed. So talk about that. So don't just say that geology is involved, okay? Or define geology. Say geology is involved in the aspect that they have to look at these um, rock formations that were disturbed, land was disturbed. That's how you want to do this. Economics, how much money is it costing them to recover from this? That's how you want to approach those 6 topics. So go back and look at what you've written already and see how you can adjust that so that you are talking about how does this scientific science branch of science help in the recovery process of this hurricane. Okay, so again, the big part is to what is the hurricane? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Where's the damage occurred? That should all be part of that. That's a 15-point slide right there. It's a paragraph. The other thing I don't want you to do is to cram everything onto one slide. This can be as many slides as it needs to be. So you can have pictures on one slide and paragraph on another slide. That's okay. But don't try to have half your slide a paragraph and half a picture, and the paragraph is so small I can't read it. Okay, we are going to share this. This is a gallery walk event, so we are going to share them next week for people to look at how some of you approach this. So make it so that people can read it or want to read it and not want to skip over it because you wrote everything so small. The other thing that people do that is kind of difficult is you have these pretty pictures and then you put your print over the picture. That's hard to read. That's a nice effect, but it's hard to read. So don't put your text over your picture, please. Okay, so if you've done that, please fix that because I had somebody to do that. All right. So again, we want to make it easy to read. It's a big class, got a lot of these to read. So save my eyesight, please, and make it visible. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right. All right. Personal reflection. Let me say something about that too. Personal reflection is what you think of this event. What do you think? Do you think all of these topics? So you might have learned something about how all of these different branches of science are involved, and what are your feelings now that you've done some study into this hurricane event? What are your feelings? Personal reflection means personal reflection. It is not a scientific answer. It is your thoughts on this situation. Okay. All right. Um, it is it is due on Monday. So that will be the last day that you will have to work on it in class, but it is due Monday. And we'll start looking at how to set this up so that others can view them as well. All right, include a picture that matches the discipline. So your picture on your slide, if you're talking about, for example, biology, the picture should be about North Carolina, the pictures of the plants and animals in North Carolina. If you're talking about geography, you need to have some land pictures in North Carolina. If you're talking about um, the chemistry aspects, you need to have pictures of the water damage, um, that sort of thing. So make your pictures match. If you're doing economics, make your picture, it could be a chart, tells you the cost of what's going on, ecology, the landscaping. Okay. So pictures should match whatever the topic is, not just a general picture. All right. Any questions? Please make sure you ask. I'm going to stop sharing so I can do attendance. All right. Please use class time to get this done. No, there is no late assignment on this. It's due when it's due. Technically, all other late work is due on Friday. This is your last new assignment. It's due on Monday. There'd be no late things being looked at. Um, after the 20th. After the 20th, the grade book is going to be closed and saved. All right, and again, the hurricane is Hurricane Helene. There were 2 hurricanes, but Helene is the one that did the damage that we're talking about. And also mention the fact again that usually hurricanes, th- this was an unusual event. Why we picked this is because hurricanes typically go up the coast. They're in the Gulf, but they don't usually, once they get over land, they usually lose energy and kind of calm down a little bit. They don't usually cause the kind of damage that is being experienced in North Carolina. Okay. Okay, in Brooklyn, they are working on their project, on the interdisciplinary project. It is due on Monday. All right, and again, please make sure that you're using good use of this class time, that you're not using this time to do other projects. Okay. All right, Jaquise, they are working on the interdisciplinary project. And he just went out again. And he's back. Someone just asked, what should the title be? It can be called, um, let me see, how is it on here? What we have up here? So we can call it the interdisciplinary study of the hurricane in North Carolina. If you haven't given it a title yet, that's what you can call it, the interdisciplinary study. I'll put that in the chat. If you haven't given it a title. of the hurricane. You can even call it Hurricane Helene. Let's change it a little bit. Um, Give me one sec of the hurricane. This is long. I know that's long, but basically that's what the title should be. It's an interdisciplinary study of the hurricane damage from Helene in North Carolina. That kind of sums up what you should be looking at. Okay. I might even go in and put that on the title of the assignment. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to edit the assignment so that is the title. Okay. So I have changed the title, just the title to that. And so that shouldn't change anything. And if you've already submitted, don't worry about it. Sure. Just another reminder, if you have any zeros that you can get rid of to make your grade a much better grade, you want to make sure they're in by Friday. The grade book locks down on the 20th. You won't have any work to do over the break, but neither will I. Mm, 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 okay. Janila, I love what you've done so far, but you didn't do 6. So I'm going to send this back so that you can do 6. I love what you've done so far. In your introduction, you did mention um, you already did ecology, engineering, and public health, so you need to do meteorology, hydrology, and one more. All right. Okay, Janila. Like I said, I'm going to send this back so that you can submit again, but this is incomplete. Over the holiday, I have to fix my computer. Get rid of some things so I have more space because it is slowing down to the point of being ridiculous. Okay. Oh, and you also didn't have, folks, don't forget you need a reference slide. You need a reference slide. You need a reference slide. Make sure you have a reference slide. That's important. What in the world? All right, we got 2 minutes left to class. Anybody have any specific questions? Anybody think this is going in the wrong direction? Again, make sure you follow the rubric so that you want to have an introductory paragraph with pictures. You want to have 6 disciplines discussed in your project. And you want to have a reference slide and a personal reflection. Okay. All right. All right, Jalen, I'm looking at your references, and they're not, references should be websites that you, um, so Jalen, I had sent yours back to be looked at again, so please adjust it, resubmit. But your reference slide should be all of the websites that you went to, all of the places you got pictures from, the website you got the picture from, not Google Images. I think I showed y'all how to do that. All righty, folks. See you next time. Always forget tomorrow. See you tomorrow.